how things are going to be if you do not finish your university.
I was a better father and I was a better friend and I was a better leader because I put myself in a position for that to be able to happen.
You will be able to get around it, but it will be hard. It will take time.
The way that you just communicate that, it was almost like it's a privilege for you. It's hard looking after your siblings, but I think that kind of showcases who you are as a person.
Put in the hard work. You have to be dedicated, passionate about what you do. That gives you the edge.
Welcome to 11 Minutes with My Lodi. This is a platform to learn all about the most amazing things, the challenging things, and the ins and outs of being a virtual assistant with Virtual Spotter. Hey, boss. Are you there? Knock, knock, who's there?
Boss, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm amazing, thank you, ma'am. Amazing. You look very vibrant today, boss. Beautiful smile. What in Australia we would have a saying for someone that looks like you today: wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Do you know what that means?
No, I'm not familiar.
So it means that you look very alert and awake and very well presented.
I'm seeing happy and full of energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for jumping on. It's wonderful to spend a little bit of time with you, boss, and learn more about who you are as a person. And yeah, I'm looking forward to uncover maybe some stories that some of the other team don't know about you, or something that has impacted your life and that you would be willing to share with us. But so yeah, first of all, thanks so much for jumping on.
Sure, no problem at all. It's a pleasure to be in this podcast with you today.
Have you watched any of the other ones by chance?
Yes, I did. I went through some, and then there were like questions. What have you been doing? How it impacted your life? I saw TL Hannah where she mentioned that she is doing this kind of um reaching out to kids. So part of her salary goes to supporting kids. So I was like,
And
with that.
the other half goes to feeding her dogs and cats.
Yes, it's really amazing. It's very selfless, I must
Yeah,
say.
she's a star. So yeah, I think it's interesting, right? Like there hasn't been a huge amount of structure to like this podcast, and I think that there is an element where that is actually really good because it allows free conversation. But I think that over time, naturally, we will have a little bit more structure and maybe ask some of the similar questions so we can cross-check and reference the answers that are different or unique. But we're just gonna have it. We're just gonna freestyle today, boss.
Uh, yeah,
Um,
sure, no problem. I was
so,
actually asking Lara, like, what will be the questions that will be asked, and she said it's going to be free flowing. There are no right or wrong answers. You just have
correct.
to answer out from your heart, whatever you want to say. Feel free to do so. So, yeah.
I think that's the best advice ever. To be honest, like to be able to answer like with an open heart and just like put yourself in a position to be able to be really honest and vulnerable almost, right? It's like don't assume or like think that you'll be judged from your answer because your answer is unique to you, and while someone else might not share the same opinion or thought process towards it, like that's okay because like that's your opinion and that's mostly all that matters. But introduce yourself, boss, so everyone knows who you are, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Kristine, and I've been a VA of Virtual Spotter since 2021. It's been a long time. I've handled different accounts, mostly bookkeeping. So I had clients like Baird Real Estate, Combi Keg. I also had Rusty Rabbit, and most of them I assist with bookkeeping services. So creating invoices for them or generating invoices for them from their zero accounts, and also encoding the bills that they receive. I also was able to manage their banks and uh, pay for their bills. So I also do bank reconciliation. Right now, I do have Baird Real Estate, and Jenny um, has been really very amazing and helpful with my stay with Baird. She's been in constant contact with me, like checking on me from time to time, how I am doing. Are the workloads okay? if there is anything that I need with my stay with Baird. So right now is, I would say that the stay with Virtual Spotter has been really great, and I love all the people that I get to work with, and I love how everybody would, check on you from time to time, like Ate Joy, OM Jom, like TL Lara will also, check on me, and TL Ven. So it's really amazing.
That's cool. And whereabouts do you call home? Like, where do you live at in the Philippines?
I'm from Imus, Cavite. I actually grew up in Pasay, but then when I had my own family, so my husband and I decided to look for a place of our own. So that's when we moved here in Cavite. So we have our own house. It's mortgaged though. So we live here with our two kids. I have a son who is already in first year college. He's 19 years old, and my daughter is 11 years old. She's in grade 6, in the 6th grade. Yeah, and
Wow.
both of them are good in sports. My son plays basketball. I believe I've mentioned that to you, boss. And then my daughter plays volleyball. My husband, on the other hand, coaches basketball to high school and grade school students. And then I myself was not really into sports, but because they were all sporty, I got myself engaged to volleyball. So I play volleyball twice or thrice every week nowadays.
Wow,
It's just
that's a
a
lot.
form of exercise for me. Yes.
That's cool. And do you play with your daughter or in a different competition?
I play with my daughter during practice because they have a different division for adults and for children, right? So she plays on a different division in a competition. Right now, they are preparing for their cluster meet here in the Philippines. This is a way to get to what they call palarong pambansa, wherein you may be eligible to play internationally and represent Philippines, like the Olympics, the SEA Games. Yeah, so that's the target right now for her. So it's a different division for her. And then for myself, it's just a community volleyball for adults, for moms, and yeah, that's where I
That's
play.
cool. That's cool. So your daughter is like, does she have goals to like progress and play in representative teams or like maybe even like on the higher level? Is that one of her goals?
Right now, it is not her goal. What she wanted to be able to do is to just she said she wanted to go to high school and be a scholar, an athlete scholar, wherein she does not have to pay, the tuition fee to study, but but should be studying in a prestige school without having to pay the tuition fees and all the other school fees through volleyball, and that goes the same when she reaches college or university. But right now, probably when she gets, one step at a time, she will eventually have that goal to represent the Philippines in international competitions.
That would be pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
She's 11, did you say?
Yes, she's only 11 years old and
Yeah.
almost the same height as myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. And your son, did he get a scholarship to play basketball?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
He did get a scholarship in high school, so he was able to actually uh, pay for his own tuition fee to study in high school through basketball.
That's amazing. And what is he studying?
Right now, he's taking uh, computer science. So because I told him initially he wanted culinary, he's very much into cooking. He wanted to explore different kind of dishes. He loves to stay in the kitchen. But then I we you know we allowed him to explore also the possibility of what his work is going to be in the future, like what he really wanted to be. Does he want to put up a restaurant versus either going abroad to be a computer scientist, or staying here and then working virtually like myself, but in a different environment, because he's a computer scientist. So he said that he might want to get into computer science because this the in thing right now, right? So you can be catering to. to people from overseas, the United States, Australia, UK, at the comfort of your home, and being able to assist them with a lot of things through the computer.
Yeah, that's cool. An amazing skill, and like he gets access to a lot of opportunities, like outside of your direct environment, like your direct province or city. Like, yeah, you opened up, and I think that's one of the most amazing parts about being a virtual assistant, right? Is like you can have a certain skill set, and you might have a skill set that is only like the pool or opportunity in your local area is like so small. And then if you offer that service to the world, then ultimately your opportunities are endless. Yeah. And then it just comes down to like just doing an amazing job and creating secure employment through effort and hard work.
Right, I agree with that. That's what we have been telling our kids, that if you put in a hard work in whatever you do, regardless if that's in school, in work, or with the sports that you love, you always have to put in the hard work. You have to be dedicated, passionate about what you do, because that gives you the edge.
Do you think that if someone explained you as a parent, would they say that you're a strict parent?
I do not qualify myself as a strict parent. I think I'm a 50-50 kind of
Yeah.
parent. Strict because I wanted them to be disciplined. Like, I wanted them to understand what is right or wrong. I wanted them to know when they have to do a certain kind of things versus another, or go left or right. 50-50 because I also think that I am cool in a sense that I always am supporting them with whatever they do. I am not strict in terms of, for example, my mom want, I mean, my daughter would want to go to this kind of school and play this kind of sport. I do not limit them to with what I want. No, I want you to go to this other school because it has more strategy, it has more system. I do not do that. If they choose to go to this school, then we discuss the pros and cons of that school versus the other that we know or that's near. And then from there, we we let them realize what's going to happen, and then we meet halfway. Same with sports. Initially, because my husband plays basketball, so Cassie, my daughter, was also training basketball, and then eventually she went on to loving volleyball. So we did not limit her to just playing basketball or just playing volleyball. She can play both. She can play just volleyball if she wants to, or she can play just basketball if she wants to. We just let her explore and find it within herself, whatever she really wants. We give them that freedom. So we're not strict in terms of that, as long as what they do is right, or what they do is what makes them happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I'm pretty sure, like a couple of years ago, we spoke about like some of the books that you read and some of the interests that you guys have. Like, is that you and your husband, or is that mostly driven from you?
Mostly from me, I am the bookworm. Ever since I was in elementary, I would be, or in grade school, I would be, reading. My dad gifted me, I think on my eighth or ninth birthday, gifted me a set of encyclopedia. That was a thing before, right? So he gifted me a set. It has 20 books for one set. So I would, read that. And then even after I've read book one until book 20, I went back to reading book one again. So
Wow.
that's where I first met uh basket basketball players, boxing players.
Yeah.
So yeah, I read about because it was a US, I think US based encyclopedia. So I learned that the United States is actually consists of different states. So I learned about the capital of Arkansas, like it's Little Rock, things like that. So even though I've never been to those places, I get to understand what the culture is, what they yeah, so I'm the bookworm. I basically am the bookworm. I'm the one who loves to read and go through the this kind of things that I can relate to my kids and even to my husband.
How crazy are encyclopedias? Like the thought of that now. Like I remember like doing a project at school. I th- like I remember doing a project at school that we would use, like if I needed information, you would go to the encyclopedia and then, you would search that topic and learn all about that topic in like basically like half a page or a page of information. And then like that would be your source of reference. It's wild that encyclopedias were like they're almost redundant now, right? Like because we have like we can just grab our phone and search whatever and have like more than like we wouldn't if I searched, like say a Filipino bird, for example, right? And I wanted to learn about that bird. If I Googled that, I would not be able to consume all the content that is on the internet for that bird, right? Like there is so much information. The crazy thing is as well, the internet's still relatively new. Like it's a baby compared to like even encyclopedias. Like their encyclopedias are way older than the internet. But we're compounding our knowledge and information so incredibly fast. It's really, really cool.
Yes, it's really cool. I think I was able to use the encyclopedia up until I was in high school, because when I was in college or in the university, we were already introduced during high school. Actually, we were already introduced with the use of computers. So there's MS-DOS. We would use dial-up to just connect to the internet. But then I would still, because we do not have our own computer back then, so I would still reference all of my research through the encyclopedias that we have. And then when college came in, that's when I get to, go to computer, what they call this, computer shops, wherein there are a lot of computers that you can rent out and do your research. So yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. And what are some of the other books you're reading? Some like as you sort of matured into adulthood, like a like self help books or motivational books. Like what were some of them that you were reading?
I mentioned to you before that I love The Secret.
Yeah.
So I was able to read that book, and it really is a great secret. That everything is just all in your mind. Whatever you put your mind into, you can actually achieve. So that's what I learned from that. There was this persona in that book wherein somebody had a really bad accident, and according to the doctors, he will not survive the accident or the operation, even if they go through the surgery. But then, with the he said after the when he recovered, he said that I just put it to my mind that I will survive this, that I'll be able to get through it. And the mind tells it to his entire body, his bones, his muscles. That's how he explained it, that just have to put into your mind that you can do it, and you will basically be able to do it.
The bigger, like the thing that I got out of that book, right, was that, like you, first of all, you're totally right. The biggest takeaway for me was it's not like hocus pocus and you're just going to say a thing and it happens, right? But what happens a lot is like when you vocalize something or when you envision something, you incorporate and adopt like the pathway that is required to go from here to there. So like if you manifest a goal or you like, say for example, like I'm trying to be a better basketballer. I'm not going to say that, hey, I'm going to represent, the Philippines in basketball and then like not play basketball, not train hard, not be disciplined with my diet, not, enter competitions and seek advice from amazing coaches. Like that is all like when you vocalize that goal or vocalize that dream, manifest that dream, by default, you have to follow it up with the actions that might put you in a position to be able to do that, right? So I think it's really cool because even the manifestation, I think is almost it's it's like telling yourself or holding yourself accountable to do the thing, and you can understand that if I want to get better at basketball, you might work through something that you might struggle with a defensive play or an attacking play, and then if you work through that visually, then you're going to be able to apply that in a better way on the court as well, I think. And that's the same as business, same as being a better husband, same as being a better father. It's like if one of my goals were to stop drinking alcohol, and I said that, like if my actions don't suit that goal, then it's obviously not going to happen, right? You can't just say something.
I agree. I agree with that. It has, aside from your manifestation, you have to be able to put everything into action, because without the action, it's not, it's going to be nothing. It's like just saying something to the air, right?
Correct. It is. It's hoping. Like, yeah, like I hope. It's like, well, like what can you control in that hope? It's a big difference between having like a hope and I think a hope and a dream are two different things. Like you can dream of, well, even a dream, to be honest, you can dream about something, but if you don't, put any action behind it, then it's certainly not going to happen.
Yes. Like for
But
myself, if I tell myself that, like right now, because I'm playing volleyball now and I've never played volleyball before. So if I tell myself like, oh, I want to be able to compete with other moms, with other adults, if I do not attend practices or training like twice or thrice a week, I will not be able to, get used to the ball coming to my face, right? And
yeah,
be able to receive that. And then come the competition, I will just be standing there and don't know what to do, because I did not put in the effort. I did not put my goal onto into action by attending practices or the trainings.
yeah, correct. And what other books? What other books are you into, or have you read?
I also read this book, I because those books were actually lended to me lent to me by my boss before. He had this book which, the author is Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. So
Ah,
Think and
yeah.
Grow Rich, yeah. So Think and Grow Rich was one of the books that he introduced to me. So he gave me that book.
Who
He lent
gave you
me
that
that
book?
book. My boss before, I had a Korean American boss when I was working in a distribution company before. That was before the pandemic. I worked with this boss from 2014 until 2019.
Yeah,
So it was
wow.
like, yeah, 5 years of working together. So he's also a bookworm. He has a lot of books in his office. So he lent me one of the books. So I got the secret from him, and then right after reading that, he also lent me Think and Grow Rich. And from this book, I learned that it's almost the same. You have to visualize yourself into something. So there was a part there that you have to create your vision board. So if you read that, yeah, there was a part there that that they ask you to create your own vision board. So you have to put there, say for example, in 5 years time, how do you see yourself? So if say for example you want to have a million peso savings, so you have to like put something that represents the savings. So let's say a passbook or a photo of the bank that tells that you have a savings in a bank. And then if you want to have your own vehicle or your dream house, so you have to just incorporate everything onto that vision book and put it somewhere that you see every day. So say for example your bedroom. So you could put it in your bedroom, because from the first time you open your eyes in the morning, you will be able to see it. Or you can also put it in your living area, if it's especially if it's a family vision board, right? So it's the goal of the entire family. You can put it in the living area so that everybody sees it every day. And then it tells you, or it reminds you that, yeah, this is where we want to be, this is what we want to be in a year's time or in 5 years time. And that gives you the drive to work on it, from that day. So it's like okay, my goal is a million peso saving, so I have to put in something onto the bank or onto my piggy bank. And then it tells me that I have to work on my house. So it drives you. It's just telling you that the vision board, if you see it every day, it drives you where you want to be or what your goal is.
Agreed.
Did you Were you able to also read the book?
I have read that book. Yeah, I haven't. It's been probably 2 years since I've read it, but I need to read it again. There's another book as well that I think when I originally read it, I read this other one and I'm rereading it right now, and it's by Dale Carnegie, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I'm reading that at the moment. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's a great book. And it's similar to Think and Grow Rich. It was written in the early 1900s, but everything that is in it is all relevant to today. And a lot of How to Win Friends and Influence People, that book is all around trying to make the other person feel special. So if I always call you, imagine if someone took the time to pronounce and understand your entire name, and then they addressed you with your full name in the perfect punctuation. That's oh wow, that would make you feel good, right? You would likely remember that person. And a lot of the core of it seems really simple, but just talking about the other person, and pronouncing their name, even when they would perceive that you wouldn't remember them. You might have a really small interaction with someone, right? And you might understand what their name is, and next time you see them, you address them in their name or maybe their full name. That makes them feel special, right? And they're on your team. They think that you're the most amazing conversationalist. They think that you're the most amazing person. And yeah, it's a really, really cool book.
Yes, I'll check on that and see if I could get something out of the internet as an audiobook, or like,
Yeah.
because usually they would put PDF online, so I'll try from
Yeah,
now on.
you flick through it. The other thing, as you're talking about Think and Grow Rich with the vision boards, I have, what's it called? I have, what's the word I'm looking for? A confession to make. I have a confession to make. I have vision boards at home. My wife has bought vision boards for us and my kids, and they haven't been filled out. They're just sitting there, right? So it's like that, even just this conversation, as you're talking, it reinforces the power of a vision board and exactly what that is. It's about identifying that these are my goals. These are the things that we're working towards. These are what is important to me right now. And then having a daily reminder, being able to visually see them. And also too, put yourself in a position that if I come around to Kristine's house and I see her vision board, put them in a public place in your house. Because it's I think that there's power in that as well. If you have a picture of a car on your vision board, right? It's that might be a little bit, you might not necessarily want your friends to know that that's what you're working towards in case that you never get to there, right? You're you know what? That's a pretty big goal for me and my family. I don't want to put myself out there like that. But that is the power of it, right? It's about being audacious with your goals and saying, hey, this is important to me, and working towards all of them things. Can I tell you a story, boss? So there's a house that is on the outside of town where we live, and it's a big house. And I remember when they built the house, it was it's definitely the biggest house in our area. It's really grand. It's it's amazing, right? It's beautiful, and it's built on this man-made lake. And I said to myself that one day I want to buy that house. And I went through a stage where I was running a lot, and on the 100th day, when I sold Hunter Valley Housekeeping, on the 100th day, I celebrated the sale of that business by running a marathon. And I ran out to that house and past that house and then back into town. But the thing that I'd done, I hand wrote a letter to the owner, and I said, hey, my name's Courtney Joyce. I just wanted to put this out there that one day I'm going to buy your house off you. And I said, there's two things right now that it's going to make it hard for that to happen. First of all, the house isn't for sale. Secondly, I can't afford the house. But I just wanted to let you know that this is my goal, And this is my expectation that someday I will buy this house and live here with my family. So I gave him a quick introduction to who I was. And I've put that out there, right? I've let him, he would have, like, he's opened a handwritten letter addressed from me and me basically expressing my goals to him. It's like, hey, I'm going to buy your house. So, like, the cool thing about that, right, is that when that happens in 10, 15, 20 years' time, we can look back and go, hey, you can call it you can call it manifestation, you can call it goal setting, you can call it whatever you want, but like that was a plan that I visualized and then brought to life. So yeah, but so that was only like last year or the year before that maybe, but yeah, not many years. It was recent, and yeah, I think I put the letter on my Instagram just to have like a again, like I put yeah for a reminder, and then to also scale that goal as well. So I was like, hey, and like it almost holds me accountable to like all the people in my circle now, because then now they know that goal. Like it's going to be cooler when that happens. And go, hey, like I knew that this was going to be the case. It might have took me a little bit longer, or it might have been this, or it might have been that, or maybe I fall short of that goal and still end up with amazing property. Like that, it's just about putting yourself in that uncomfortable position or a position to be vulnerable, and then let the universe. Because this is what I think as well, right? I think that a lot of personal growth, a lot of business growth, a lot of opportunities in your life come from putting yourself in a position to be able to receive them. So, like, to use that basketball analogy again, like if you don't train, you don't stick to a diet, you don't do hard things, you don't like it's very unlikely you will make a representative team in basketball, or it's very unlikely you will get a promotion and work if you don't do the action points that are required to put yourself there. So it's like, I think that the universe will identify when you are in a certain position, and then when the universe thinks that you are ready for that opportunity, it will provide an opportunity for you. And I don't think that, and like that was what it was like when I stopped drinking alcohol. I would communicate that I wanted to achieve all these goals, and I wanted to do this in my business, and I wanted to do this in my personal life, but my actions didn't follow that. I was still drinking alcohol. I was still like I had a lack of discipline. I had negative traits in my life. So like, whilst ever you have vices or negative traits, it makes sense that the opportunities don't come to you. And then when I took control of that, all of a sudden the business started growing. All of a sudden my marriage improved, and I was a better father, and I was a better friend, and I was a better leader, because I put myself in a position for that to be able to happen.
Yes. And it grows positively, exponentially, I mean, because if you start like for your case, when you told yourself that you're going to stop drinking, it affects everything else positively, right? Because
Yeah.
if you stop drinking, then you will be able to, spend more time with family, spend more time with your wife, or you will be able to spend more time, reading books or watching podcast yourself and learn more, right? So it grows, and you stop the bad vibe, and everything else flourishes.
100%. Yeah, you're totally right. It's actually a really good point you made, right? Because if you're drinking alcohol or you're drunk, you're not sitting down and listening to like some motivational or self-help or educational podcast. You're not like, if you're drunk, you're not reading Think and Grow Rich and trying to apply that to your life. Like, you're not. Like, what you are doing, you're likely in a bar somewhere. You might be gambling. You might be overeating. Like, you're certainly not exercising. You might be around a crowd that aren't necessarily trying to make you the best version of yourself. So yeah, you're totally right. What was your childhood like, boss? Did you grow up with brothers and sisters? What was your childhood like?
Yes, we have a pretty big family. I am the eldest of five children. My dad is in the military back then. He's a Philippine Marine. So I uh, I look up to him because he's very disciplined. That's probably where I got, the quality of being disciplined. He's very mature as well. I also see him as somebody who's very intelligent and strong. So I had that great father figure. My mom, on the other hand, is strict, but she's also very hardworking, and she's the kind of person who is very motivated when she wants to achieve something. So I would say that I have a great family growing up. I mean, I have a great support system growing up, and since I am the eldest of five, I I think I became the responsible adult at home whenever my parents are not around. So I get to clean the house, I get to cook for the family or for my siblings. I make sure that the house is clean and in order before my parents arrive from work. I also help my siblings with their assignments, making sure that everything is ticked, everything is answered before they get to sleep. And we also make sure that everybody is already in bed, at least at 9 in the evening, to be able to have enough rest to go to school in the morning the following day. Yeah,
You
it was
know,
like,
one thing I wanted to highlight there, and you didn't even notice that you said this, right? But when you said that, like when your parents weren't there at home, you got to clean the house, you got to feed your family. Like a lot of people would think that that was a chore or you had to do that, right? It's like, oh, I had to clean my house, I had to feed my children. Like the way that you just communicate that, it was almost like it's a privilege for you, which like it's hard looking after your siblings, but I think that kind of showcases who you are as a person when you don't look at that like a negative trait. It's like that's like almost like a blessing. It's like it's a privilege to be able to do them things. So it's a credit to you, boss. I just wanted to highlight that because it's really cool.
oh, thank you so much for seeing through that. But yeah, I looked at it as not an obligation or not a chore that is so hard for me because I don't get to go out and play or have time with my friends. I was never uh, I was not an outside buddy growing up. I prefer to be just staying at home. As I mentioned to you, during my grade school, that was when my dad gifted to me the encyclopedia. So I would prefer to be at home, just reading or watching TV, if not reading. And it is a privilege because I get to take care of my siblings. And now that I have my own family, I realize that the universe, if not God, prepared me for the family that I have now because I get to take care of my family. And I think the way that I did that for my siblings back then trained me and made me the person that I am now. So yeah, it is a
Yeah.
privilege.
That's cool. I really, really like that. So you went to school in the province or like where did you grow up?
Um, Growing up, we were in the city in Manila, Pasay City in particular. It's very near the airport, so we would hear the planes, the choppers, helicopters, going past us, and it was a small public school that I went to in grade school, and then during high school, I had the privilege to study in a private school because that's when the expenses, the house expenses, we had a little more back then, so I had that chance. It was a Catholic school, so I think it was a nice school because they were more advanced considering that they are private. I was able to learn a lot of more new things than I learned in grade school, and I think that prepared me to be able to pass the university that I went to in college. Because usually here in the Philippines, state universities, it's really hard to get to them or to pass their entrance exam, and I was able to do so. So I think the high school that I went to prepared me for it.
Yeah, wow, that's cool. How old were you when you met your husband?
I was only in high school.
Yeah.
I was like 15 years old. We were actually neighbors.
Wow.
Yes, as I've mentioned to you, I do not go outside most of the time. So I only met him because I went to this friend's one of my childhood friends moved to a different city. So they had a house blessing to which she invited me and my sister. And then we didn't know that my friend's sister is my husband's sister's best friend.
Wow.
So, okay. Yeah. So my friend has an older sister, and my husband has an older sister too. And they are best friends.
Got yeah.
So, yeah. So that sister of my friend invited them. And so that's where we met. But I knew that we were neighbors, and I knew that we were neighbors, but I did not knew him then. So that's when we were introduced and we were talking, and there were a lot of things that were similar and also different that got us to be interested with each other, and that's where it started.
So cool. That's amazing.
That's,
That's really, really cool. And so when did you move in together?
that's when I got pregnant. So we moved into his parents' house. Um,
Were you still neighbors at that stage?
yes, we were still neighbors. So
Was that weird? Was that weird like moving into like next door?
yes, it was weird. They were on the other street anyway.
Yeah,
So but it was still weird because, people are talking about it,
of
and I was
course.
still in college. I did not finish college. The same as with my husband. So, people are talking about it like, oh, there are a lot of things that Christine could have done. And the same with Jojo, because he was a basketball star in our neighborhood.
Got
And
yeah.
I was I was like a geek. No, they would consider me as somebody who's really intelligent. That's what they
Yeah,
say because that's what my father would, broadcast
yeah,
within the
yeah,
neighborhood. So, but people were like frustrated. They
yeah.
had their frustration because there could be a lot more things that both of us could have done, but it
How old were
happened,
you
and
then?
then I was only 18.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was only 18, so we moved on to his parents' house, and then after I gave birth to Justin, we moved on to my parents' house, and then after a few years, because we both work, and then we put in something for our own house. So after, I think, 3 or 5 years, we moved on to our own house, which we are mortgaging now. So
That's
yeah, we
cool.
had that goal back then. Yes.
That's amazing. I really, really like that.
Yes. It was hard, but looking back now, I think we made it. We were not able to go back to school or finish college or university anymore. So we are telling our kids that we are the example of how things are going to be if you do not finish your university. You will be able to get around it eventually, but it will be hard. It will take time. Like for us, it's only now that we are getting through our expenses. It's only now that we are able to buy things that we want. Back then it was really hard because you have to prioritize the needs of your children. You have to buy milk, you have to buy diapers, you have to spend money for their education. You also have uh to to put the things that they want. They wanted shoes, they wanted clothes, and there are a
Basketballs.
lot of yes, there are a lot of things that you have to put back for yourself and to prioritize your family. So, yeah, it was hard, but it's a journey that I myself would want to go through again. I'd be happy to go through it again.
And the cool thing about that too, right, is that you like for sure it was challenging because you were so young. However, the cool thing about that is that you've been able to be a young mother your entire life, right? And like, yeah, so it's cool.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Um, what are some of your what are some of your goals at the moment, boss? Do you have any goals that you're working towards?
hmm the goal that we have right now actually is as a family, we wanted to really build the Coach J Hoops Academy of my husband. He's really passionate. We share the same goal, so he's really passionate about teaching youngsters, the youth, about the basics of basketball and be able to like himself, because he was able to study at least 2 years of college without having to pay the tuition fees. Same as with our son Justin, but for Justin it was in high school. So the goal right now is to teach kids how to play basketball and how to be passionate about it as well, and be able to go through high school or college and be onto the big leagues and be able to pay for their own education and be able to represent not just their school but also the country eventually. So that's what we are working on at right now. And we also, because we do not have, so mostly material, like be able to renovate the house and get ourselves our own vehicle, family vehicle. But overall, when it comes to the non-material things, we just want to be uh, happy about life. I mean, we just want to be able to count every blessing that comes into our life. Like right now, there's a typhoon here in the Philippines. It's named Kristine, actually. I'm not sure if you've heard, but there's a super typhoon here in the Philippines right now. And we are just so blessed and thankful that we now have our own house and we are safe. We are together, and yeah, just be able, being able to just wake up every morning is such a big blessing. And whatever you do, you just have to, be a blessing to others as well. That's the goal right
Yeah.
now.
I love that. I love that, boss.
Yes.
It's funny. I did see the notice of the typhoon, and I had it like I thought of you straight away when I saw the name. Right, it's like, oh, Christine.
Yes, it's Christine. Yes.
Yeah. Um, it's been wonderful to sit down, boss, and learn more about you. And we always have amazing conversations. So I'm super grateful for the level of conversation that we always go down. And I'm also very grateful to have you in our team at Virtual Spotter and for you to help serve all our amazing clients and add a lot of value to us, boss. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have you on our team.
Thank you so much, Gurney. It has always been a privilege to be working with Virtual Spotter and the whole team, with you and Zach, with OM Jom, with Ate Joy, and the rest of the team. It's always a privilege. I am so blessed, since 2021 when the pandemic hits. I was not like I was not really into freelancing or being a virtual assistant, although I've been an EA before. But you paved the way. You paved
Yeah.
the way to be able to do all of these things through the comfort of my home and still be able to take care of my family. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Awesome. My pleasure, boss. I appreciate you very much. Salamat. We'll talk
Thank
soon.
you. Hala.
See you, boss.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.